Welcome back to my channel, Smoking and Grilling with me, AB. Today I'm going to show you how I make and prepare. Listen to this. This dish needs really no introduction, but I'm going to show you how I make and prepare my crispy fried pork chops. Now listen, this is an easy to follow along video. Not a whole lot of prep time. You know what I mean? Even to cook. It depends on how thick your pork chops are. If you got the little, the thinner type of pork chops, you can cook those in 5 minutes. You know, we just want to get those internals somewhere right around 140, between 145 and 160 degrees. Once you achieve that and you got the golden brown crust the way you like it, there you go. Listen, I don't want to over talk it or nothing like that. I'm going to break right into this rating system and then we're going to get to frying. So my rating system goes like this. From 1 to 10, 10 being the most difficult, I'm going to go ahead and give this a 4. Very, very easy to do. We just want to monitor those internals on the inside and keep that crust, nice golden brown. Outside of that, no more talking. Let's start frying. Once your oil is heated up to 330 degrees, insert your pork chop. And for your internals, you're looking for 145 degrees to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so now that I'm done, you can see, check it out. You can hear the crisp. Boy, this is crispy right here. This crust on here. So we got a nice crusted, thick. I had these cut at 1.5 inch, pork chops. They're a little thick, you know what I mean? I did that just, thinking about this video. But ideally, you want to get something like even the family pack that they sell at your local grocery store will be good. Just, about 1 inch. That's real, that's a key. It helps it get that golden brown and get your internals, right around between 150 to 160. So let me go ahead and get right into it. Boy, this is nice and thick. gravy on it. Man, that is out of sight. Listen, you want to put something on the table to make them back up and look at it and make their eyes water and their mouth water, this is it. Had it cut 1.5 inches. Awesome. Now let's try some of these mashed potatoes and gravy. Get a mushroom. This right here, this is it. I hope you guys enjoy, this recipe. If you did, please leave a comment. When you prepare it, leave a comment in, down below. And you know what? Forgive me. My whole mouth is like tingling. I need to get into my second, third, fourth, and fifth bite. You know what I mean? So with that being said, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe, and I'm out.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Real Show Barbecue. Today we're doing a collaboration with Andy Cooks Food. And what we decided to do is cook ribs in a non-traditional way. Be sure to check out Andy's channel up here. He's a good guy, funny to watch. He does a lot of different reviews on things as well. So make sure you go and check out what he's going to do with his ribs. And what I'm going to do is honey garlic ribs cooked in the air fryer. So let's go ahead and get started on how we're going to prepare these ribs, guys. Okay, what I've done is these are some spare ribs that I've cut up, and I've, of course, removed the membrane on the back of it. And what we're going to do is dip it in this mixture right here. This is foamy mixture, and for time purposes, I went ahead and mixed everything up. But if you look in the show more section, it will give you the recipe for this. Basically, there's soy sauce, honey. And the reason why it's foamed up is because there's vinegar and there's baking soda in there. Of course, there's plenty of garlic and so forth in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and dip these in the mixture. I'm just going to do a couple, just kind of lay them out right quick. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to put the ribs in here, stand them up sideways, see if we can get as many in here as we possibly can. I don't want to overcrowd it. Just gonna sit them in here like this. And now let's get them inside the air fryer. All right, we're gonna be using the Paladine air fryer. I'm gonna have it set to 400. And we're gonna be cooking this a total of 35 minutes. But what we're gonna do is set this to about 17. We're gonna kind of time it for about 17.5 minutes. And flip them over at the halfway point. So we're gonna go ahead and get this to about right there. We'll put these in there and basically let it go for 17.5 minutes. I may do some basting if I see there's not a lot of adhere to it, since we didn't really marinate these, but we'll check them and see how things go. Okay, we're about halfway through. I decided to turn them over, and we're going to put a little bit more of this sauce that I had reserved. I can tell you the smell is great. You smell the garlic. I'm looking forward to these. Let's baste them real good. And we're going to put them back in there. And for about another 15 to 17 minutes. Here's how the ribs turned out, guys. They look great. The flavor is awesome again, so let's give them a try. They're still hot, so I may burn my mouth. You can still see the steam coming off of them. This is a great flavor. It's got that Asian flair to it. It's got that soy sauce and the honey and those seasonings in there. It's got a really, really good flavor. I did not marinate it. I was afraid if I didn't marinate it for a period of time that it wouldn't have a really good flavor to it, but I didn't. Basically just mixed them in the sauce that you saw, put them in there, and it didn't take exactly, it took about 30 minutes total to get these really done to where we need them to be. Again, a great flavor, easy recipe. Be sure to go check out Andy Cooks Food. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with his ribs as well. This is a really simple recipe, great flavors. Again, I will put in the show more section the recipe and how to prepare these. Guys, thank you so much again for watching, and God bless.
Hey y'all, it's Tammy with Collard Valley Cooks. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a delicious beef shank. We got two pretty ones. I'm going to go ahead and put some kosher salt on them first. Before you sear your meat, go ahead and make sure that it's been sitting out at least an hour so that it gets close to room temperature. Now, beef shank's not always available at your grocer. We shop at Ingles and they have them quite a bit, and so does Food Depot. So if you see some, try to pick them up. Now, these are beautiful ones. They're nice and big. Lots of times when you get them, they hardly have any meat on them. So, I mean, I wouldn't waste my money on them unless they look pretty and they got a lot of meat on them. Just wait until they get some that's worth, you know, your time and effort, okay? So we're going to let this heat up and we're going to sear these on both sides and put a little olive oil down in our pot. And it's easier just to go ahead and sear them in the pot you're going to make them in. I'm going to do them separate, so I'll do one and then I'll do the next one. So we're going to let this sit in here and get nice and brown. It'll take a few minutes and it needs to be up on a high heat. Okay, since that one bulged out and it's keeping it from getting seared real good and I'm going to take this fat band and I'm going to cut it in half so that the meat can lay down on the bottom of the pan while it's searing. I'll go ahead and let this one be browning on the side while that one lays flat on the bottom. Put it over. There we go. Now, you are going to take some fresh rosemary, some sage. We have it growing out in the yard, which is nice. I've got some garlic and I'm just going to slice it through a little bit. I have peeled and chopped, large chop carrot. The same goes for my onion. Now we also have a red bell pepper. We like the taste of the red. And some celery. Make sure you wash and clean your vegetables and get them prepped and ready so that you're going to make this beef shank taste unbelievable. So this is our rosemary and garlic. Carrot and onion. Red bell pepper and celery. And now we're going to cover it with water. I'm going to bring it over to the sink. I have a stainless steel sink, so I can put it on my sink. Oh, it smells so good. That rosemary and that sage will make all the difference in the world. So if you can get some fresh, if you don't grow it, try to get some at the grocery store. And if you can't, that's fine too. But it does smell so good in here. You can substitute, you know, one of them for another herb if you've got it. We're going to cover this good with water. Put it back on the stove. And we are going to simmer this all day. I'm going to put a nice lid on it. Okay, so we've got it covered with water. We've got it on an eye. It is on a lower medium. You're not going to want to turn it up high. You never want to cook any kind of beef at a high temperature quick, or it makes it tough. Slow and low. It makes it taste the best, okay? So put this on the stove, and we're going to let it simmer in here for a couple of hours, and we're going to put the lid on it. We've got a good bit of broth, so I'm going to save the good stuff in here and add it to this a little later, because I want the carrots and the onion. And we're going to pour this broth over into here. And we're going to cook this down until it reduces down and makes a gravy. Okay, we're going to leave that on about medium until it reduces. Alright, you can see we're boiling it good. And we're going to cook it like this until it's completely reduced and there's just a nice gravy left in the bottom of the pot. Okay, after it's cooked all the way down, you're going to flip it over. You can see that nice glaze on the bottom of the pan. We're going to add the rest of the broth and do the same thing for this side of the shank as well. You can go ahead and add the rest of your vegetables in here as well. Okay, you can see the shank and how delicious it looks and how caramelized that is in the bottom. It's all to pieces. That's the way we like it. Got a couple of nice bones for your dogs in here too. And we'll turn it off before it gets too brown. But you can see in the bottom how nice it looks. So, put some on the plate for you. All right, let's give it a taste. You can see that it's falling apart done. Delish. My best friend and her daughter were here for supper. They've already ate supper. The shank came off the stove and they could not keep their hands out of it. They loved it. They said, "Oh my goodness, why did we eat the other stuff instead of waiting on this?" They ate the whole plate though, and then they got so full they were almost sick. Thanks for watching Colored Valley Cooks, where we cook like Mama did.